is.
So TSI 3.
Okay, one with the other head.
Change of the head, then we can start playing with the CG laterally a little bit.
No, that was no good.
Okay.
That was no good. That was just a bad swing. Almost.
Okay, so let's play with this a little bit here.
I do feel it's a little harder to get this one around.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, maybe it's just the little bit extra weight. So we just took a little head weight out?
Repositioned it heel side, changed the CG a little bit and took another couple of grams away, so brought it down another swing weight point. Wow.
Like that felt better, even though I left it open. That one felt more centered to me.
Starting to now push the carry up. But 3 was our goals. That's 295 and a slightly open face. We've lost a little pressure into the golf ball with the open face. So
yeah,
I think we're on the right track.
Well, that felt really good. That felt really good.
Boom.
That felt on the button.
That's the goal right there. 301 flat on the fly, 312. Yeah. Drew, we're coming for you.
Yeah, that might be Drew's 5-iron, but no, that felt great. That felt really good.
So that's certainly where we're going to find the improvement through this process. We've kind of wrestled 4 miles an hour ball speed. Yeah. A little launch, we've dropped the spin just a fraction. I've played with the CG, moved it heel side to get the ball, because we know the longer driver for you keeps the face open just a touch longer. Yeah. Moving that CG heel side even makes a toe strike react with a fraction of gearing, which is good. And it allows us to kind of get the face to square up a little more. The small adjustment I made to that one was tilting the head upright. So I want to try and get that look for you where you just see the head sit up a touch.
I think at that length and what I'm trying to do with it, I mean, that felt the most square.
Yeah, see that little change there, dynamical angle, so sitting 2 degrees more up for you on the dynamic lie.
And some of that would be the length of the shaft, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Well, let's repeat that one.
Okay, let's work off that.
That was great. Yeah, I mean that was me for sure, but that would have been a lot more right.
Yeah.
With the other setup.
This has got the hot ball in it though, doesn't it?
That feels really good. I mean that was.
There's 166.
I mean that was a cut at 2100, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oops. That was a little toey and a little late, but that'll work. That came back a little. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't like it turned into a 12 or 1400 unplayable knuckleball. 1750, it's kind of where you were in that good previous one.
God, this thing feels good though.
Just in the air forever, that thing.
Yeah.
That's your 300-yard carry bomber, that thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is noticeably longer.
Love that. Whew.
We might have found something.
This is a bomber.
That felt right in the middle.
Love that. 1664, 115 club.
Now, what did we do to this one then? Weight a little bit in the heel.
Changed up the weight in the heel, up the head weight 4 grams.
Okay.
See if we could sneak a little more ball speed, see if we could be a bit more effective. Because we were leaking a couple still out in the right, so if we could be a bit more effective on the gearing and just steer it back to the middle, that would be fantastic. And any gains that we could get on the ball speed would be welcomed as well. Okay, so really now the fun is starting right now, because then we've just introduced Frankenstein into the mix. This is a Ventus Black 7X that's playing 47 inches long.
Yeah,
belongs to a student of yours.
Yeah, Richard Jung, who plays on the Japan Golf Tour, is a very, very long hitter. One of my students in my stable, and he found the shaft actually a little too soft for him, so he sort of donated it to me and told me I could use it. So at that length, he had it at 45 inches, was certainly too stiff for me at 45 inches. So we've extended it 2 inches, and we've got a 47-inch monster here, which I'm just hoping to maybe square one up here.
Let's see. I mean, we're going to see what the tipping point is on weight and length, if there's gains up at that length.
Little off the toe.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all, was it? It's carried a long way, 290.
Yeah, little, I mean, it feels heavy for sure, but it felt...
So you got all of that through launch conditions. 17, just sub 2,000. The ball speed had dropped to about 6 miles an hour versus our previous one.
Yeah, I definitely feel it was not as fast.
Yeah,
sure. Felt definitely towy at that, but... I felt a little spinny.
Yeah, it does. It seems like we're learning that you are, in this experiment certainly, you're a TSI 3 player more than a TSI 2 player as it goes with this experiment, because
at that length, I think, especially, right?
Exactly, because looking again at that dynamic loft, we're back up over 20 again. We're just keep kind of pitching that back up.
Right. Okay, let me see if I can. Feels like a lot of work. Definitely a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, that was probably the most effort on a swing today.
Yeah, 116.5 there on club. Output was high.
But yeah, I mean, it definitely...
Does it feel like, not unplayable, but unrealistic to think that you would gain that amount of weight? Because we can pull another 6 grams out the head, should we want to.
Yeah, it might be an interesting little challenge. I mean, it definitely feels really difficult for me to get it around.
Well, why don't we do?
In terms of the ease, this one was far easier.
Yeah.
Just in terms of, like, I feel like if I used that one, I'd be tired at the end of 18 holes. Right. This one seems to be just a nice balance. And you said this one's 46.5?
That's 46.5. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I drop kicked that a little bit, but I mean, this is as straight as the gamer one was. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I can do that all day.
Yeah.
Like, that was fast too, like, relatively.
Yeah, 166, love it. Okay, let's sign us off with a max effort. Let's see if we can push one into the high 60s and sign us off. I think we've downloaded some great information to start with for this little series.
Okay.
We're definitely moving towards 170 though. There we go. And he still hits it straight.
Little heely, but...
Was that club, was that up over, was that 117, 116?
118, yeah.
Oh, 118, 168. That was the one I wanted you to sign off on. Love that. Absolutely love that. Because that tells us what's you know, left for us to do here.
Well, the nice thing about that is I know that there's, you know, the normal one is good.
Yeah.
But there's still, I can stretch that out as I get faster. But this shaft feels really, really nice.
Feels like something we could work with.
Absolutely, and I like the head weight.
Yep.
I feel like it's enough behind me, but it's not like the other one was too heavy.
Yeah.
You know, this feels like I can get it around.
Talk to me about what you're feeling in the grip, because this is mid-size. Your grip size is normally standard.
You know, it's funny. I've got a couple of my drivers I've used mid-size, a couple of them regular. I don't notice, to be honest with you, a whole lot of difference.
Yeah.
This feels great.
Feels good.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
That's very tacky.
I know. I think, and that's a little sneaky one for the speed, keeping that traction really high while you're putting more force through the grip.
Yeah, and I would say, like, I've always used a bit of a cord grip.
Yeah,
but I think over time, obviously, they get a little bit dried out.
They do, yeah.
And maybe, you know, maybe the grip pressure gets a little tight.
Yep.
But yeah, this is. All right, let's see if I can. Come on, this one's for Drew.
So it's for Drew.
A little bit more up.
Oh boy. Oh boy. What do we get?
Not quite.
It's 3 bills in the air anyway.
I hit it. I hit it nice, but not quite as fast.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah.
1675, right out the dime. I mean, sitting just above the red line, 13 and 2. You know, and if we were saying today coming into this that we were trying to get it up the carry up over 300, I think we can be pretty pleased with kind of how this is shaking out.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we're seeing a lot of carries around 295 over 300 on some of these, which
definitely
I don't think, at least on Force, I've never been able to create that.
Yeah. Good. Well, I think let's kind of let's work on this. We have a blueprint. I think that's a better head for you than 2 for this purpose. Yeah. I think your 2 is a great one if you're going to play the driver at 45 and
normal length.
That's a gamer, isn't it?
Yeah.
You control that so nicely, but this is the extra horsepower that we're trying to initiate here.
I would say it definitely feels a little faster to me coming off, just a little bit faster than the 2 at this length in particular. I think the 2, I could feel it kind of maybe kicking a little under, and we saw that loft number get way up.
CG's a bit deeper. It's trying to move and square. You know, there's definitely more dynamic loft because of that CG location. So yeah, a lot more things have to line up with the 2 to get those launch conditions that you're getting quite easily with the 3.
What a fantastic shaft!
Nice, isn't it?
I mean, I would never think it was that light.
No, I know.
I would have thought it was. Now, this is the TX at that length?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I mean, that feels very stable, but also very smooth.
Yeah, tipped 1 inch, so a little extra tipping on there just to try and stabilize it as we are playing it a bit longer.
With the longer head, yeah. And we didn't see, like, we've got the loft set at 8.
Yeah.
So, so just sort of standard-ish.
Straight up.
But, you know, we're getting the lofts, you know, we're sort of adding about 5 instead of we were averaging like 9 or 10 before, right?
Yep.
So.
Good stuff.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. That's awesome.
Guys, hopefully that's a little walkthrough as to the process in which we would go through with you guys when it comes to building a longer driver, something that's going to offer you a bit more distance while not sacrificing that accuracy. I think going through this process, it's good to do homemade projects and see if you can try things at home. It's good to be curious and experiment, but if you do want to gain the distance without sacrificing the accuracy and still have it playable on the golf course, I would recommend doing it with someone who has access to launch monitors like TrackMan, GC Quad, Flight Scope, whatever that may be, but do it in a controlled fashion, because you saw the process Scott and I went through there, very much managing his spin loft, looking at his strike location and how we deal with the implications of the gearing and all that sort of stuff. So there's a lot to be extracted from that, and that's the process. Anyone who's curious about gaining some yards should go through. So we will do more on this. It'll be fun to see where this ends up, Drew Cooper.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? It's you know, 169 today is fantastic.
That's
so
awesome.
That's sort of as high as it's been, you know, in the last sort of 7 years. So I mean, that was really, really good, and I feel like there's more in the tank there.
Yeah.
And the nice thing, I feel like this was just as straight as the Gamer at 45.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean, I could put this straight in the bag.
It was amazing when we moved the weight up a little bit in terms of from the -2 to the +2 weight, and we moved it right into the heel. That got it to be straight. It was kind of squirting right on us a little bit to start with, wasn't it? And then that kind of corrected back over, and after that, you were golden.
Yeah, it definitely feels like the CG's lining up really, really solidly at impact, and obviously we're starting to produce not only good numbers but consistently good numbers, which is obviously what I really want. Is obviously if we can up that distance but make it super consistent.
That's it. We don't want it to be a flash in the pan. Just a 1 out of 10.
Exactly, and that's not what it felt like. I felt like I could game this all day and hit fairways with it.
Love it, love it, love it.
So awesome.
Good stuff. Okay, guys, stay tuned for more in this series. I'd love to drop a little video following this one in from Drew's side of things and see how his testing's going. And you guys, obviously, we're giving him the big kind of, you know, we're talking him up here, but you guys will see something pretty special. So we'll try and turn this into a little mini series where you can see both guys trying to get a little more out of it.
Perfect.
Okay, stay tuned for that. We'll see you again soon.